Moving on, is America losing its grip on global influence? It's a question we have all asked ourselves over the last few years, and today, all signs on the ground point to it. A year into Donald Trump's return to the White House, a major new global survey suggests that Trump's America First agenda may be having the opposite effect on U.S. influence worldwide. The European Council on Foreign Relations, which surveyed nearly 26,000 people across 21 countries, has released its findings. And what it finds may vindicate Trump's critics, because the survey found that while China's influence is expected to rise, the United States is losing credibility with its allies and is no longer feared by its traditional rivals. Across Europe, confidence in the United States has fallen sharply. Most citizens no longer see Washington as a reliable partner, and support for rearmament is on the rise. Meanwhile, Russia increasingly views the European Union as a rival rather than America and Ukraine. They're looking more towards Brussels than Washington for support. Remember, the ambushed Ukrainian president faced in the Oval House from Trump and his team when he had visited Washington last February. Well, could that have been a catalyst for that change of heart in Kiev? Who knows? But Ukraine is increasingly seeing Europe as an ally over the United States. But that's not all. More and more American allies have turned, like South Africa, Brazil, and even India. Majority now views China as a partner or even an ally. When asked what China is to India, opinions were split. Just 22% call China an ally, while 25% see it as a necessary partner. Meanwhile, 16% view China as a rival and another 25% as an adversary. In contrast, India sees the United States much more positively. A majority, 54%, call America an ally, while 22% see it as a necessary partner. Only 10% view America as a rival and just 7% as an adversary. Now, while the United States is still seen as an ally in India, China is increasingly seen as a necessary partner or an ally by nearly half the population. Could it be because of the trade tensions under President Trump? Well, the 50% tariff on India may have chipped away at America's influence, giving China room to strengthen its ties with India. Meanwhile, the Europeans are watching China closely as it leads in electric vehicles, renewable energy, and technology. Even inside America, 54% of the respondents expect Beijing's influence to grow over the next decade, as compared with a declining expectation for American power. Across almost every surveyed country, the U.S. is no longer seen as a primary global anchor. The report also highlights the changing perceptions of Trump himself. Fewer people believe his policies are good for global peace or for their own countries than they did 12 months ago, and in Europe, only 16% now consider the U.S. as an ally, while 20% see it as a rival or even an enemy. In Russia, more people now view Europe as a threat than the United States, and in China, 61% see America as a threat, but recognize the EU as a global power. What does all this indicate? For one, China's rise is widely expected, and the U.S. risks being seen as distant, unreliable, or even self-interested. Analysts say that this could have serious implications for alliances and the balance of power over the next decade. The survey authors caution that the world is moving toward a new order, where traditional alliances are less stable and power is increasingly multipolar. They argue that European leaders in particular will need to be realistic and daring, finding new ways to protect their interests and position themselves as independent players. In short, Trump's approach designed to make America great again may just have in practice contributed to making China great again.